Good morning, my name is illustrious disciple of N.L.G.W.J, Neil Leslie Gilbert-Williams-Jacksnephew. I'm messaging on this post about public spending, which was based upon a feature on a program being screened on BBC One. Today is Tuesday, the 18th day of the month of June, year AD 2024. The time now is 08:39 ante-meridian. I've just viewed on BBC One someone there commenting about two of the political parties in Great Britain or United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland not willing to increase public spending, as an example the NHS. And I thought, well, although it may sound or appear, to be silly, I think, well, that's a sensible thing. Why would they need to increase the public spending? I'll give you an example. In my planning, in the capacity of company director, my directorate in my governance office department would involve planning to price or prepare tenders, and of course one has to analyse the cost of everything. So I'll be as brief as possible in my example as to why they should equivalent to be audited and checked for the accuracy and efficiency of public spending. For example, and of course the other public areas would be similar. But I'll take, for example, NHS. If, for example, there's 100 billion citizens in the United Kingdom, then effectively each citizen would have a price put on their annual expenditure for NHS. An example could be, for example, I think I said 100 billion citizens. If there was 100 billion citizens, then the way each citizen would be evaluated is by their care needs. So an example would be for an average citizen, they visit the AGP once a quarter, for example. Could be more, could be less. And the cost of their care for the appointment slot would be the amount it is. So we'll think that if a citizen requires 4 visits to a GP and there's 100,000 citizens, then one would need to have equivalent to 4 times 100 billion slots available scattered across the United Kingdom, which will cost the amount that it does. For example, if the cost of a visit is per citizen can be made about £88.88 or 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies each year, then effectively the price that they'll need to cover for the NHS spending would be 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies per annum per citizen. Now, I would say that would probably need to have an increase for other care, such as accident and emergency departments, and the conditions which involve consultations or regular consultations or investigation. Now, for argument's sake, we could say that it is requirement that a citizen has 4 visits to the GP a year. Of course, it could be more, it could be less, as an example, and the cost of that is 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies, then there needs to be 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies multiplied by 100 billion is the amount that it is, which is moving the dots twice, blah, 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 to mathematicians, which I won't say the figure because it's only an example. So effectively, we could say, well, you know, that would be the spending, the absolute minimum, and the cost of care for treatments and consultations and accident and emergencies could, say, be covered by an increase in the 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies by a percentage, or it could be, say, covered in the income, the revenue, through the revenue. So the national insurance contributions would cover the spending for that. So that trickles in weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and other. So effectively, and so on. So effectively, I would think that you know, that would be the basis of the spending. And I would think that if they refused to commit to an increase of spending for the expenditure of the citizens, then it's because it's the spending has exceeded the 88 Great British pounds and 88 Great British pennies. Of course, I would think, if I was planning, that the same would apply to the other departments. For example, the MOT on a police vehicle, the fuel for its service operation, which reflects on the mileage as well. For example, if the insurance, which is how I price my insurance, is that a vehicle is used, say, 12 hours a day, then it will be 12 multiplied by 30 miles an hour. So that will be 30 miles an hour. 30 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 365 would equivalent to be the mileage for that vehicle. So effectively, I don't know if it's the same with the fleet management, but effectively that would be how it's based. It shouldn't exceed that by very much, if at all. So effectively, that would measure the time and the currency of that. Again, the cleaning costs will cost this much. Uniform cleaning, uniforms, and so on. All totals, for an argument's sake, for the sake of my my point, as an example to another public sector, the cost of delivering the police in a county is those totals and the other costs put together. Then of course the spending for that wouldn't or shouldn't be an increase of the total of that spending. If it is, it wouldn't be by very much, or otherwise it will be covered in the national insurance contributions and so on. So effectively that will fluctuate, where that will be a monetary means of monitoring the spending, or the requirements actually. So the same could be said for ambulances, the same could be said for hospitals and so on, surgeries and so on. The costs of those in the same way added together, which of course one could say, well, you know, the cost varies. Of course it does. But with an annual statement provided each year, or I don't know what it's like for the public sector, but the last year's would be a certain percentage less or more than the year before and the year before that, etc. So effectively that would be how I would do it. And I would think, I don't know, I would think that if the government or a party will not commit to extra spending, it's because they've added, multiplied and calculated the costs and said it exceeds that. And of course one doesn't manage a manager, they have to manage themselves, and of course the directorates and the so on would have to interact with that, which again I can go on all day about it, but that's how I think it should work, or I would hope that it does work, as that would be more accurate. So let's see if anyone will call for equivalent to an audit on the public spending, on the public purse. Wishing you all well. Goodbye.